Victims' Voices with Fighting Hard is paid for, in part, with the federal highway safety funding by the Missouri Department of Transportation.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Oh, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Oh.
Victims' Voices with Fighting Hard. Carla Jordan, how are you? How you feeling?
I'm feeling okay.
You're feeling okay?
I'm feeling
Well, welcome
okay.
to Victims' Voices with Fighting Hard. We're here to talk about your story, but we just spoke with your sister, Rita. Very compelling story about Ebony. So let's have a conversation about what happened, the date that it happened with your sister.
So my sister was killed in a car crash on May the 9th, 2009. And it was a very tragic car crash. Some people were drag racing on Delmar and Kings Highway. She was going through a green light and they ran the red light. And on impact, it knocked her car to the gas station that's on the corner of Delmar and Kings Highway. And the car caught on fire. So my sister Ebony was in the car. My sister Annie and Brandy was in the car as well. And so the car caught on fire. It was 4 people in the car. 3 of the people were able to get out. And Ebony was not able to get out because she could not get out of her seatbelt. And this happened about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning on Mother's Day. And people tried to get her out. They were waiting for the fire truck to get there, but they could not get Ebony out, and she literally burned to death. And my one sister passed out, but my other sister watched her. They watched her burn up.
Now, which sister watched her?
Annie.
Annie
watched her burn up, and Brandy tried her best to get her out, and they had to pull based on the memories that they shared with us, they had to pull her out because she did not want to get out the car. And when we got to the hospital, she was in a coma, but she woke up and said, where's Ebony? She kept asking for Ebony, and we didn't tell her, that Ebony was gone.
Now, Carla, you've told your story to me before, and I'm very familiar with what happened with Ebony. And this happened around Mother's Day for you and your family. Tell me about your post accident. Like it's been difficult for you and your family. Tell me more about that journey, specifically for you, for Annie, for Brandy, for Rita.
Well, I think piggybacking on some of the things that Rita said, one of the most compelling things is that the trauma, the memory that Ebony burned up, that my sister Annie and Brandy still doesn't remember to this day, and that's a good thing. But that's a horrific visual that she was saying, help me, and nobody could help her. And the other thing is Sharon, her mom, she says that's the worst. Mother's Day would never be the same for her. When I got to the hospital, I remember she held her head down and she said, Mother's Day will never be the same.
And just for our listeners, Sharon is the mother of Ebony.
Correct.
And she is your older sister? Wait,
Sharon is Ebony's mom.
Okay.
And when she said that, I remember thinking, oh my goodness, it is Mother's Day. Because we all rushed to the hospital because Mama Laura, that's our grandmother, called the family saying, get to the hospital because you have one sister that is dead, and your other two sisters are at the hospital. So the whole family rushed to the hospital in the wee hours of the morning. And I was thinking, okay, I got to get to Daddy. I got to see what's going on. And when I got there, Sharon had her head down, and my dad was standing there, and he was crying. And I remember her saying, "This is the worst day ever." After she said, Mother's Day will never be the same. And those words still echo. And to this day, if you had a conversation with her, she would still say the same to you.
Victims' Voices is designed to tell the stories beyond the byline. And there's a reason that you're here. Tell us why. Why is it important for you to tell Ebony's story with us?
It is important for me to tell Ebony's story because it still impacts our family. Ebony is not here with us because of, I say, reckless driving. Not only was it preventable, they tried to hide it. When they went to court, my dad went to court. I don't remember if Sharon went to court, but my dad went to court, and they tried to get one of the drivers off. The family tried to get a lighter sentence, and he ended up getting a lighter sentence. And my dad said, "That is not fair because my baby is not here. You took my baby's life. My baby is not here." And there was no remorse. They didn't understand what they did. It was like we had to ask questions. We couldn't even get answers about what was going on with the case or anything. And my family doesn't have money. They didn't have money. And so they were trying to navigate that space and figure all that stuff out. And it was really hard. And all my daddy could think of, and my dad was a Marine and he was proud. And all he could think of was that they took my baby.
We do understand that penalties for vehicular manslaughter is at a low here in Missouri, right? That is something that many advocates have fought for. So you are absolutely correct. I've spoken with several families and have read the statistics that we do deal with some of those penalties that should be much higher, right? And fighting for that has been a difficult task, and we absolutely don't understand that. So we do understand what that feeling is like. If you were to speak to our listeners about the importance of you telling your story and the decisions that they make while they're behind the wheel, what would that be?
My story is, I was thinking I would love for my sister to be here. I would love for her to be able to see her nieces and her nephews. Think about when you're driving fast or you're driving reckless. Think about if you took somebody's life and it was your family's life. How would that impact you? My sister, Ebony Mitchell Menace, is not here because some people were reckless and they took her life, and it could have easily been preventable. How I changed my behavior is I am very conscious of not only the speed limit, of my surroundings, because I don't want to ever be in that position where I've taken somebody else's life, because somebody is somebody's sister, it's somebody's mother, it's somebody's father, it's somebody's dad. And you can't get that life back. When the life is gone, you can't get it back. And it's preventable. A car, the other thing is, when my sister was talking, I was thinking a car is almost like a weapon. It is a machine. You have to be conscious of that car. You can't be doing 120. And by the way, you were talking about stats. Delmar and Kings Highway, they drag race down that street all the time. They were coming back from having fun, and she lost her life from having fun.
Carla, we truly appreciate you telling your story to Victims' Voices with Fighting Hard. Thank you, and Rita. We will continue to support your family, Ebony, Ebony's family as a whole. And we will continue to support Miss Sharon even though she's not here with us. Victims' Voices with Fighting Hard.
Fighting Hard would like to thank all the families and supporters, General Motors, Tom Everson of Keep Kids Alive Drive 25, and MoDOT. Up next on Victims' Voices with Fighting Hard.
So when people talk about a car hit someone, no, a driver drove into someone. Let's be clear about the language, because we really need to understand there was a human being, there was a person who was hit by a driver, another human being. And oftentimes we don't tell the story from the victim point of view.